Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today we're checking out a 2024 INFINITI QX60 all-wheel drive in the autograph trim level. This vehicle is sitting on 255/50 hand-cut tires wrapped around 20-inch alloy wheels with a gloss gray finish. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated rotors on all four wheels. These type of vehicles look really good in this burgundy type color. So here in the front, it has a gloss black grille, and I don't even know how to describe it. It's pretty interesting. Kind of looks like a twisted, non-angular grille style. The emblem here in the center is backlit illuminated. You can see that in a night video. It's pretty cool. It is an optional feature though. Then it has the INFINITI name there in the chrome accents. There's also these pieces right here that are also a gloss black. And then there's parking sensors across the front. The radar adaptive cruise control sensor is down here. But yeah, front of it looks really good. Now it has a headlight system with the LED projector motion headlights, so they're active headlights, and then it has the projector high beams, and I showed in the night video. The pretty good system, I think, overall. For a vehicle with a third row, I really like the style of this vehicle, especially the color combination here with the burgundy and then the gloss black roof there, and it has the gloss black pillars and then the tinted windows and all that stuff looking really nice. Of course, we had that matte black finish there that goes around the wheel well across the doors as well. A little bit of chrome here and here, just kind of accent, and on the handles too, kind of accenting the different styling features of the vehicle. Really cool looking. And also the wheels, this whole view right here looks really good. This is what the key looks like, and it's similar to the Nissan key a little bit as far as the way it's designed. It's fairly lightweight and kind of squarish, this one is. But it's very easy to carry with you, and it has the full proximity key system, but it does have the lock, unlock, remote start, the ability to open up the power lift gate, and a panic button here. But as long as you have this key with you, the way you use the vehicle, unlike other Nissan products and stuff like that, this one has the sensor here to lock it and sensor here to unlock it. So some vehicles have just a button, and you just press it and it alternates lock and unlock. This one has more of a modern, style with the sensors here and here. The doors go all the way to the bottom of the vehicle right there, keeping the threshold area cleaner than it would otherwise be. Mostly black interior on this vehicle. It has the soft touch surfaces here with the contrast stitching, a little bit of metallic accents, soft touch here. This is like a vinyl-like material. And then there's an ebony wood grain looking really nice, and it extends all the way here on the dash as well. Presets here on the passenger seat. Contrast stitching in a French double stitch design. Hard touch surfaces there at the bottom. Does have the puddle light down there. This is enclosed, so you can utilize that as a pocket. Illuminated sill plate with the INFINITI name. Power seat, four-way lumbar adjustment. It also has a back massage as well. And check out these leather seats. It has the gray piping right here, perforations, kind of quilted design there on the center part, contrast stitching. But yeah, these are very comfortable seats. Plenty of legroom here. And there's a little storage compartment here, mostly used for the passenger. It's kind of hard to get to for me, like when I'm sitting down trying to get to that little compartment. It's good for like a large bag or something like that. You can just kind of put it there. And then this is a soft touch surface here, lockable glove compartment, felt lined as well. And we have the gloss black. There's more quilted surfaces right here, more ebony wood grain, soft touch dash, kind of rubbery soft. Panoramic sunroof. Entering and exiting the vehicle, there's lots of room here. The height of the seat is good, so very easy to get in and out of the front door. Swing of the door is nice as well. Same thing here in the back. Swing of the door is really good. It has a really good opening, and of course the seat is a pretty much perfect height, so no problems getting in and out of the vehicle. Now the back door, it does have the retractable shade here. You can move it up and down, and then it has the soft touch surfaces, just like the front door, wood grain and everything. Even an illuminated sill plate back here. So it has the captain's chairs, and they have the ability to release and move forward like that. You can also move them forward and back. And then you can, of course, tilt it down for your cargo mode, kind of flat. There's pockets on the back of the seats. The floorboard is completely flat, which is great. Cup holders back here, big storage bin as well. USB-A, USB-C, and a power inverter back here, and climate controls are all back here. Has the latch system for car seats, easy to get to there. Now you can move the seats, fold them down for the cargo. You can push that button, and this allows you access to the third row. So you have that step there and pretty good amount of space overall to get into the third row seat. And then the third row seat has this little storage thing here in the center, keeping you from sitting there. There's a latch system for car seat there on the right side, but not on the left side. There's little cup holders there, cup holders and USB ports, USB-A. And you see the legroom is not all that great when the seats are all the way back. And also the seats are not that high off the floor, but definitely usable third row for 2 passengers. But it depends on how tall the adults are or whatever. You can put kids back there or car seat. So looking at the back of the vehicle, you can see it has the shark fin antenna, gloss black with the roof. Also, the rear spoiler there is also gloss black, which also houses the third brake light. It does have a rear wiper, LED tail lights, reverse lights, all that stuff. All the tail lights here back here are LED. And they're all integrated into this housing here. This are reflectors down here. Parking sensors. This has a kind of these fake exhaust tips in a way. It kind of looks a little bit weird there. It does have the towing package with the outlet here. Fairly easy to get to. The backup camera, really well done. Have it in the very center of the vehicle, integrated into the design in a high position. So I think they did a perfect job for the positioning of the backup camera. Now this one also has the rear view camera, and it is located right here. So that's for your rear view camera. It's a separate deal. And the windshield wiper does, swipe over it to try to clean it, but it's a good idea to keep that clean. Both of these cameras clean all the time. Now, opening up the power lift gate, you can, of course, use the key, or you can press this button that's located right here. There's the camera in the center. This is a little bit to the right. So you can press that button, it'll lift it up for you. It has the light there in the center. And then this is a durable hard plastic. If you have all the seats occupied with passengers, then this is your cargo space. Now it has a little bit of extra space under here as well. So this helps out a lot for putting stuff in here in general. Like if you want to keep it in here and get out of the way. Now this cover kind of lifts up and stays in place, which is nice. There's also your tools for your spare tire, which is located here. And then the actual spare tire is located underneath the vehicle, and then to lower it, there's this little cover right here, and you take that off, there's a bolt, unscrew that, and it lowers your spare tire. Here on the right side is a little bag hanger right here. You can pop it out, use it to hang grocery bags or whatever. There's a tie down as well. Tie down here, 12-volt power supply. There's also another hanger here. These buttons are for raising these third row seats. So if we want to lower the seats, pull that, go like that. It's very easy. Just take it, push it down, like so. So we've added it to our cargo space while still maintaining passenger space. We can also fold down the second row seats as well doing this. And so if we want to raise this seat, we can press this button here, and it'll bring it back up for us. So it makes it a little bit easier to pull it up. Now once we get it there, you notice it's not all the way back. it just snaps it up into this position. Then we can take this, release it, and move it all the way back or wherever we want. The reclining seats, so we can move them wherever we want. And then this can come up manually like so. So it's very easy to use up and down these seats. Now you can fold down all these seats if you want to and add to your cargo space like tremendously. You see that seat's folded down. I still have a rear passenger seat there, and you see how much room is added when you start folding the seats down. The seal plate here in the cargo area is also illuminated. You got to check out my night video. It's pretty cool. Now, lowering the power liftgate, you can press these buttons, either this one just to lower it or this one to lock the vehicle and lower it. The fuel door is here on the driver's side, and it has a capless design, and it also is recommended to have premium fuel. As long as you have the key inside the vehicle, hold the brake, press this button to start it up. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Now you notice the floor mat snaps in place. There's the accelerator, brake pedal, and footrest. Let's take a look under the hood. Opening the hood, there's a latch right here in the very center, a little bit to the right of center actually, right there. Lift it up and lift up the hood, and it holds it up for you, which is nice. You can see what you're doing right there when you release it. So it has an insulated battery that's easy to get to here. Now this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, but the orientation of the engine is, primarily front-wheel drive style. So the front is here, it's a V6. There's the back of the engine. So there's the front of the engine, back, sideways. Transmission is located down there. Has an insulated firewall. And then also you can see the suspension towers are secured. It's kind of hard to see, but it's bolted here, goes all the way across and goes to the other side, to that one, to secure that front end. And this is a nice tight feeling driving vehicle. So this one has the blind spot detection system, rear cross traffic alert, and the indicators here on the side mirror. Some, like Nissans and other vehicles, have it in the pillar system. This one's in the side mirror, and the side mirror is also auto dimming as well. So the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. So it's one touch up and down, front and back. These are laminated glass as well. They go up and down quite fast. Side mirrors are adjusted here. You can also power fold the side mirrors. Pressing that button there. Door lock controls, 2 presets on the driver's seat. And the driver's seat basically is like the passenger seat. 4-way lumbar adjustment, power, up and down and all that stuff. And then it also has a back massage as well right there. Heated and vented seats, very comfortable. Definitely like the 3-stage heated and vented seats. Okay, so this button here is to turn on the lane keep assist system. This is for the heads-up display. This is to open up the power liftgate, and then you have a power tilt and telescoping steering column. Also, you can see the paddle shifters back here. There's a button here for the dimmer switch for the interior gauges, but it also it adjusts a lot more lights than just the gauges, and I'll show that in the night video. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I'm 6 feet tall, and I have the driver's seat all the way back and all the way down to give you an idea of the potential legroom here. And it is pretty good. As far as the sides here, it's great. The seat is all the way back, and I can still drive. So I could probably pull it a little bit further forward, but if you're, 6'1", 6'2", should be no problem driving this vehicle, maybe even taller. It's actually pretty good as far as the overall room here. Steering wheel, it's a heated steering wheel, and it only heats on the outside, not the inside. So as I'm holding the steering wheel, when it's super cold, my tip of my fingers still are cold, but still pretty good. And it's very comfortable. It has like this rubbery feel to it. It's not overly soft, it just has a perfect feel to it. Really like this steering wheel driving it. A little bit of flat bottom there as well. It has the volume for the radios, change to the tracks. You also have these buttons here to control the screen. We'll get to that in a minute. Cruise control is here on the right side. Once you turn it on, you can set, resume, and cancel. And then it has the ability to adjust the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you by pushing that button. This is the phone button. So the phone button is answer and hang up, same button. I wish it was separate buttons, but that's the way it is. And then you have the voice recognition here as well. Paddle shifters here on the back. Windshield wiper controls are here on the right side. It does have an automatic rain sensing system as well. And then turn signals here with the headlight switch. It has off, parking, headlights, on, and then automatic. It also has the automatic high beams, which you can turn on or off here with this button. Now they actually work pretty good, so I tend to keep them on this vehicle actually. So you can see the gauges are a full digital screen. And we can use these buttons here. We can use that as a menu button, and then this is a scroll wheel, and then these left and right buttons here. So menu, scroll, and then you press in OK, and then left and right. So if we scroll up and down, you can see on this one, then it has a couple different options there in the center. But I like that view right there. Then it has the tachometer here on the left side. And then it has the speedometer with the digital speedometer as well, fuel gauge and all that stuff, engine coolant temperature, the miles the vehicle's been driven, the range as well, what gear you're in, basic information, outside temperature, digital clock, and it's fairly straightforward. Now you can press this menu button right here, change meter view, and then you can make it look like this, which is a little bit different, has the same information, just a little bit spread out. That gives you expanded view there in the center. And then of course when we scroll through here, there's different views here as well. Now this little screen right here is showing some information. If we go there and then we go to personal display, we can select what we want here on the side, including nothing if we don't want anything there. But the fuel economy seems like the best choice for me anyway. All right, so that's kind of a basic rundown of what the screen looks like and the different options there. And you can go through and, set up the screen that you want, which is pretty cool. Screen up here, you can use it as a touchscreen, but it also has this little scroll wheel right here, and you can use the screen pretty much 100% just by kind of relaxing here and adjust. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it. It has some shortcut buttons here as well. The most important one to me is this camera button. We'll get to that in a minute. But you can see this has these little icons here at the bottom. So yeah, the information, the audio, and depending on what screen you're in, sometimes these buttons change. So you have to go back to the menu to see the original shortcuts here. I wish they were just like consistent, but that's the way it is. Then there's the map, and you can expand the map if you want, like so. Or you can have a split screen type design there as well. So go back to the menu, and then we have the different audio connections, and there's your settings here. A little bit limited on the settings compared to other vehicles, but it does have some settings here. Go back to the audio, we can change the source. Now it has AM, FM, satellite radio, USB ports, Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto capabilities. So there's a lot of different ways of playing music through the sound system here. And the menu system, the home screen, they call it a menu, has like different icons and different widgets and stuff, similar to a cell phone in a way. Here's the climate control down here, and really nicely done. It has the temperature, driver and passenger temperatures are separate, and then you have the temperature set in the back. So it's a tri-zone system. This is a volume for the radio, change through the tracks, tune through the radio, that kind of stuff. And then you have a day and night mode, which you can select there or have it automatically done. So it has the heated seat, ventilated seat, so it's 3-stage, both of them. And the way this screen works, this panel works, it's not really like a touch screen. So like if I just place my hands on stuff and touch stuff, it's not going to do anything. You actually have to press in. So when I'm pushing my finger here, I have to press in. I feel like a little haptic feedback when I do that. High, medium, low, and off. And then, so all these controls here, you have the fan speed, recirculate the air. It's pretty traditional. Front and rear defrosters. You can control the rear here. Heated steering wheel. Temperature. And then you can, for the driver and passenger, can be synced. So you can sync them there. I like the way it has the temperature right on the knob. Really nice. So there's a wireless charger right in here. and it has USB ports in there as well. And what's good about this wireless charger, it's easy to get to, but also even with my cell phone case, it still charges. This works really good. There's enough room here to get it in and out. It charges even with the case on, and it's a good location, I would say. So we saw the start button. Here's the drive modes, and basically the drive modes cycle through Eco, Snow, Auto, Sport, and then you can personalize one. Now automatic, for me, automatic seems to work the best for the the driving conditions I'm in. Sport doesn't really add a whole lot, because actually the automatic will kick into sport mode if you're flooring it or whatever. So the automatic works great, and the drive modes don't really, unless you're like snow mode or something like that, it's not really a big deal if you don't want to use them. Just keep it in automatic. There's a turn off the auto start feature. I always do that when I start the vehicle, because I don't like the engine turning off. And this particular one, like, it turns off and then it kind of like has to spin up, so there's a little bit of a delay as far as, you're sitting at a stoplight or whatever and you need to go, then it's a little bit of a delay. So here's the shifter right here. And so basically you press this button here on the side and you can pull it down to go to drive. You can move it gently and then go into neutral right here, push it all the way up, and you go in reverse. Press this button to go into park. Now when we put it in reverse, then two things will happen. The parking sensors will be activated, but also this camera will also come up. And so it gives you a really good view, top down, and also behind the vehicle. Has the active guidelines as well. And also, if there's any kind of movement around the vehicle, it'll beep at you and show you where it is here. So let's say there's a pedestrian or something just happens to be walking around your vehicle. It'll let you know. So that's really cool. So very functional, good clarity, good brightness, and it stitches the different camera views. There's a camera on the front, the back, and underneath of each side mirror. And it stitches those views together to give you this simulated top-down, like there's a drone over your vehicle or whatever looking top-down. And you can see these parking lot lines are perfectly straight. So it does a good job of stitching all those views together. Now if you put it in, if you're just having it in park or drive, let's go ahead and put it in drive. Now we press this camera button, then it pops this up with the front view here, and then it's still the top-down view. And then the active guidelines and all that stuff. So the camera system is very handy for just about anything. The only thing is, I like the way it has a quick access button. This is very important. Some vehicles have a great camera system, but you have to like fiddle with the screen or something, and it's not easy to get to. You have to like go in the menu system to press the button, unless you're going in reverse. But this one, quick access to the camera system, really good. Now the only thing I would add would be make it similar to Toyota's, in which the camera system automatically turns on when you slow down, like you're going 5 miles an hour or lower, then it just automatically turns on the screen, and you can turn that feature on or off. This one, if it had that feature, I think it would be a little bit better. Electronic parking brake is here. Lift it up to engage it. Has an indicator light letting you know it's engaged. It engages the rear wheels. Hold the brake and press it to release it. This is the auto hold feature. It'll actually hold the vehicle for you when you come to a complete stop if you have this turned on, like if you're sitting at a traffic light or something. So all these are kind of redundant buttons, but yeah, if you like using this knob right here instead of the touchscreen, you could definitely do it. It is very useful. Okay, so this armrest right here has, I like the way it has the stitching here, so you can, it's like a property line between the driver and passenger. I like that. If you want to share it, I just hog the whole thing. But you press this button to release it. Kind of springs up, doesn't flop back down on you. Then it has a felt line pocket compartment here. I got my business cards all in there. But so yeah, you can see it goes in there quite a ways. There's a 12-volt power supply and these little quick access little spots to put coins or whatever in here. And there's a light in here as well at nighttime. Pretty functional. Place to put tire gauge, registration, or whatever under here as well. Or pen. Okay, so you got the rear view camera. Love this rear view camera. These rear view cameras can be really good, and this one is good. So it has a menu system, and you can do the different adjustments here. You can also have the regular mirror if you want the regular mirror. You can switch back and forth. And then there's your HomeLink garage door, but it controls there. So up here, there's a place to put your sunglasses right in here, and it's kind of rubbery soft on the inside. There's a roadside assistance button there. There's also some lights that kind of illuminate the inside of the vehicle at nighttime. Pretty nice. And then there's the interior lights. So you have these lights for reading lights, and then you have all the interior lights here, like there. And these lights are backlit at nighttime. Let me turn the headlights on. You can't really tell during the day, but they are backlit, which is nice. Then you have the buttons for the shade for the sunroof, and also the sunroof there, which is, we'll get to that in a second. The visor is a black cloth, just like the headliner, exactly like the headliner. And then it has a little clip here. Mirror, that light that turns on when you open the mirror. This also slides out as well. So this has the panoramic sunroof. The back portion is fixed. The front portion moves, so we can tilt it up, bring it back down. We can also slide it back. All right, let me press it again. It goes back a little bit further. It also has a shade. Let me finish moving this forward. All right, there's a separate button for the shade there, and it covers 100% of the light. Some shades, I'll press it again to go all the way forward. Some shades are kind of translucent, so they don't block the light 100%. This basically blocks all the light. So looking at the visibility here in the back, so I have some of the seats down, and then some of the seats up, so you can see how they affect your visibility, the headrest there. And then you can see the pillars on this side. There's quite a wide pillar there on the very back. But it really hasn't been an issue, mainly because this vehicle has the technology, the blind spot detection system, rear cross traffic alert, really good camera system, parking sensors, all that stuff. So it hasn't really been an issue, but just want to point out for some people it might be an issue, the actual visibility. So the more you have, the less passengers and the less seats you have up, the better your visibility in general. This camera system is very useful. You got the top-down view there on the right side, and then right now I'm showing the front view. So as I move forward, you can see it shows a real-time view from top down, and then the front view. If we put it in reverse, then it gives us the back view, and then even from the bumper out. So that way if you're backing up to a trailer or something like that, you have the full view there. It's wide, and then you have the top-down view that gives you an accurate view of what's around you. You also have these active guidelines as well. So as you turn the steering wheel, give you the estimated trajectory, and it works good. It gives you an idea of which way you're going, but also, you know, how wide your vehicle is and where it's going to go as far as the exterior of the vehicle, you know, not just the tire tracks. The radio sounds pretty good, really good actually. Enjoy listening to it, but if this was my vehicle, I'd have to, there's a few rattles that here and there that I would have to clean up and secure. That kind of takes away from the sound quality. But overall it sounds really good, and that's the way it is sometimes with new vehicles. There might be like a rattle or something that you have to take care of, especially when you have a lot of speakers in the door and there's rattling there, and just a lot of, depending on the song, if there's a lot of bass or something like that, it starts to rattle and it kind of diminishes the sound quality. So the audio is pretty good. Now, one thing I noticed in the night video, there's a tiny light that's right there on the dash that's like you can't even see it really, but I noticed it like later on, and it's a little bit of a missed opportunity because they have those quilts there on the dash, and if they were to have that light a little bit brighter and shine across those quilts, it'd look really cool at nighttime. It doesn't have to be bright, just a little subtle accent there on the dash would have looked really good. It extends here on this side as well. So yeah, that's a little bit of a miss there, but overall, driving this vehicle, this is for a 3-row vehicle, if you need a 3-row vehicle and you don't want a humongous vehicle, you just want a 3-row, you maybe use the 3rd row every once in a while and you have a lot of room, and it's with a logical design. It doesn't have any kind of hybrid system. It's just a regular old V6. You get that traditional experience. Other than that, I mean, other than the auto stop, which you could turn off right here, like, it just has a really good traditional V6 3-row, kind of on the not super small but kind of medium-sized SUV. It's a really good experience. There's very little that gets in the way and is annoying. You know, it's just a really positive experience overall so far. And the roominess, the comfort of the seats, the features that it has, the how you use the features, you know, like the buttons here, the shifter's really nice. It has the full digital readout here. The buttons on the steering wheel, paddle shifters, everything is just well designed as far as using it on a daily basis. There's no things that stand out that's just a problem. You know, of course, every vehicle could have improvements. Even the heads-up display is really sharp and clear, not annoying or distracting. It's really, you know, it has enough information without going overboard. And hopefully you can see that heads-up display. It's pretty good. Head-up display, heads-up display. Now the rear view camera here is also a game changer. Really enjoy these, especially since you can switch back and forth from the mirror, or you can have the camera system. So all that's good. Yeah, so yeah, feature-rich vehicle that is basically the traditional kind of experience. You know, a lot of new vehicles, they're coming up with, they have hybrid systems, or you know, plug-in hybrid systems, things that kind of like make it a little bit of a different driving experience. This one has that traditional experience, and there's no turbochargers or anything like that. And you know, I'm getting about a little bit over 21 miles per gallon, which for a vehicle this size is not bad. Also, the ride quality is actually pretty good. It has a little bit of a motion because of just the height of the vehicle is going to amplify certain things on the road. Other than that, I mean, it's actually pretty good. So the ride quality, and that's just me driving by myself. If you have like other people in here and a little bit additional weight, cargo, that kind of stuff, then it's going to even smooth out more. So yeah, the ride quality is good. The acceleration is nice. The shift points is nice. It's not a fast vehicle, but it's not slow either. It's kind of in a good range where it's not annoying. You know, if it's too slow, then it's annoying. If it's, you know, but at the same time, it's not like it's a speed vehicle or anything like that. And the engine's not that loud. You know, when we rev it up, you can hear it, but just normal driving, you don't hear it at all. And just the overall quietness of the vehicle is good. And the drive modes, it does have the different eco, auto, sport, and personal. So I like the automatic because it basically kicks it in like a sport mode when you really need the acceleration. And if you're just kind of cruising, it tries to save gas. That automatic mode is just overall really useful. Like, some vehicles are too weak unless you put it in sport mode, and then all of a sudden now it's like driving normally. This one doesn't really have that problem. The automatic does function well. The sport mode, it's, you know, I mean, unless you really have to kind of zip through traffic or whatever, then sport mode doesn't really add much to the driving experience on normal mode, normal basis. Eco, I mean, really, that you're not going to get much of a like fuel economy improvement, really. I mean, if you maybe go on a long trip and you leave it in eco the whole time, and you know, the problem I have with a lot of eco modes is that they're typically too weak. So you pull out in traffic, and then, you know, it might be an issue because you can't accelerate fast enough. So, you know, I've experienced sometimes we're like, whoa, wait a minute, I should have not had an eco, because now I can't. It might cause a problem, you know, sometimes. But this one, leaving in an automatic mode, is just a good all-around option. The cruise control system works good. It keeps me at a safe distance between me and the vehicle in front of me. I hadn't had any issues whatsoever. Even the automatic high beams have been working fine. I hasn't had any issues with it flashing anybody. And when it's dark, it turns the high beams on, which is, you would think that would be a given, basically. But that's an issue with a lot of vehicles where, you know, it's either flashing people or you're driving in the dark and it doesn't turn the high beams on for a long time, and then it's just not good. But so this one has been working actually fine so far. And also at nighttime, there's issues with the nighttime usability of this vehicle. Headlights are good, but there's a few things that definitely could be improved. It's not, you know, a big deal, but it could be for some people if they're, you know, using the vehicle a lot at nighttime. So this vehicle has the ability to maintain the lane. So it has this little steering wheel that'll turn green when it sees the lines, and it's able to maintain the lane while you're driving. Now, of course, you have to hold the steering wheel, but it does have grip sensors too. So as you're driving, you don't have to jiggle the steering wheel all the time to let the vehicle know that you're holding the steering wheel. It can just tell by the grip sensors. But having this lane keep assist system, it works well. It doesn't fight against you. It holds a decent place on the road, and it's not like it's infallible or anything. It's not like it's going to be perfect all the time. That's why you have to hold the steering wheel. But it does do a pretty good job of just kind of helping you stay within the lane, so you're not helps you with the little micro movements. And this is useful on the highway, especially. You just kind of cruise along, you're holding the steering wheel, but you're not like constantly, you know, fighting it or whatever, or you don't want to fight the system. But also, like, say there's windy, like it's a little bit windy today, and it kind of like helps you just kind of hold the steering wheel for you, I guess, to some degree. And this particular system works good, is what I'm getting at. Some vehicles, it feels like there's you got some drunk person in the passenger seat reaching over holding the steering wheel for you, and they're just kind of moving it around randomly. This one doesn't have that problem. So you can see that when you push the accelerator, it has a pretty good amount of acceleration. It's not like like a lot of vehicles they're putting 4 cylinders and stuff like that on big vehicles. So this one having the V6, just a traditional V6, gives you a traditional V6 acceleration, and it's probably a little bit better than, you know, the old style V6s. It works well, and for most scenarios, I think it's fine for most people. It's not fast, you know, but it's not slow.